I had reached a point in my life where I thought that I had accomplished all of my goals, law school, finding a good job, passing the bar exam, but I wasn't happy. And I didn't understand why I wasn't happy.
I was confirmed in the Episcopal Church. When I went to college, kind of fell away from the faith. So I was a little bit lost.
I learned all about the Old Testament and my Jewish background and my culture. However, I was seeking something more.
I had actually started going to a Buddhist temple, and all I was looking to do was to quiet my soul.
I long suspected that I might have an itch to join the Catholic Church, but for a whole host of reasons and excuses, I had never joined the church. And then a friend of mine introduced me to Father Charles.
The CIC has helped many people to come into the Catholic Church. Everyone has a yearning to be better and to be closer to God. It is like the disciples of Emmaus when they discovered Jesus at the breaking of the bread.
It was a colleague who was attending daily mass at the Catholic Information Center, and the fact that he was going to a Christian service on a weekday profoundly resonated with me. I was instantly drawn to the words, "Soul shall be healed." And I found myself on my knees crying, and I couldn't explain what had just come over me. And I walked down the sidewalk, same sidewalk I walk down every day when I'm at work, and life just looked beautiful to me.
I invited Father Charles over to join me for a cup of coffee, and we talked. And I said, I've often thought that at some point I would join the Catholic Church, and with his characteristic joy, he said, "That's great, what are you waiting for? Let's get started." And so we did.
I met a friend who told me, if you want to learn about converting to the faith, go to the Catholic Information Center, just show up. So I show up and I proceeded to knock vigorously. I was very nervous, so I didn't really understand how hard I was knocking at the door. And lo and behold, beautiful Angelica comes and answers the door and says, can I help you?
The staff who are here at the CIC are very well equipped and has many resources to help in different ways those who want to become Catholics.
The Catholic Information Center is a wonderful light in our nation's capital. I mean, it's here on K Street in the center of all the action, so to speak. They have such outstanding people who have different styles, but bring people to Christ and to the church.
I grew up in an Orthodox Jewish family. I did not follow an Orthodox path. The question is, do you believe in the church as a truth-telling institution? And that really caught me, because I really do. When the currents of moral relativism were just sweeping through, it was the church that became the only redoubt, the only enclave to sustain that natural law reasoning. That reasoning accessible to human beings as human beings.
Father Charles asked me what I wanted to talk about, and I said, St. Augustine. And in response, Father Charles said, no, how about we start with the Bible? I would say overall, Father Charles had me read about 2/3 of the Bible.
I really did feel like it was a master's degree program condensed into a 6 or 7 month period. I mean, I feel so lucky to have that, because I think it's so much more extensive than I would have gotten if I had just flipped through the Bible on my own.
Father Charles is very patient and certainly helped to cement my conviction that the church was where I belonged.
It's really Jesus who draws to him so many people yearning for him when they come into the CIC in different ways.
I'm lucky to be in a town where I get to run into amazing people, and to have this built-in community of believers is amazing.
If it weren't for the Catholic Information Center, I would not have encountered Christ, and I would not have met and subsequently married my husband, Matthew.
Not only did the Catholic Information Center bring me into the church, but also helped my husband come back to the church. It's amazing the multiplier effect that the CIC has. When one person comes in or one person comes back, how many people around that person will begin to come back and convert themselves.
You really get the sense for the scale of the impact that Father Arnie, Father Charles, and the Catholic Information Center has had on people's lives.
I just can't imagine DC without the CIC.